tranquility or a plenary trance, where the person is really, truly, total mind. There really is no physical at that moment. And this person also, you could see his or her eyes will follow you around the room. So the conscious mind never disappears in the hypnotic process. If anything, it is simply made temporarily less active. It's like a seesaw. More conscious, you're going to get less subconscious. More subconscious, you get less conscious. And see, psychologists like to use the terminology, based on Freud, of course, of the unconscious mind. And sometimes that can be very misleading because people think that they're out. And like hypnotists will say, I'm going to put you out, or I'll put you under. And under what? Under a table, under a chair, under the control of somebody?
Under a spell.
Under a spell, exactly. Like the whole thing with this Svengali approach. And it's really going into a pleasurable state. See, people are concerned about losing control. If anything, with the hypnotic process, you gain control where previously you have lost it, because it's an empowering process. Now, Madison Avenue understands hypnosis very well. In their manners, what they do is they look to disempower. Like, what's the purpose of commercials on television? Basically, to teach you that you are inadequate. You're too fat, you're too skinny. You're too short, you're too tall. You're too pretty, you're not pretty enough. You're too handsome, you're not handsome enough. Over and over again. They're looking to make you feel disempowered. So hence you'll buy this product, that product. So they understand the process. How do we learn? We learn three ways. We learn through repetition, of course. You repeat something over and over again, and guess what happens? You start understanding it and knowing it. The other way is association. That's a great way of learning. You know this, you learn this in addition to that, then all of a sudden it's easier to learn that. Phobic responses or learned associations. And the third way, in a very fast way, is through trauma. If somebody is traumatized momentarily, and somebody says something to them at that moment, guess what happens? That goes into the inner creative element. You think about little children, and here's a child perhaps being a bit mischievous, and the mother says, stop that! The child is shocked, traumatized. And the mother says, or the father says, whatever caretaker is, says, you're bad. What goes into the inner creative mind? You are bad. And that is accepted unconditionally. Because what governs what we do in our lives, it's certainly not our conscious mind. You know, we rational creatures are really very primitive. We are governed subconsciously. The subconscious mind makes all our decisions for us. If somebody's a smoker and they're holding on to this habit of nicotine ingestion, it's a subconscious mind, because smoking's not a think. People don't say, well, I think I should have a cigarette. It would really be nice to have a cigarette. Now they say, hey, I feel like having a cigarette. Boom. Boom. The adult pacifier goes into the mouth. So anything that's on a feeling level deals with the subconscious, unconscious, superconscious, whatever you want to call it, mind. And this is the seat of the emotions. It's the emotional mind. So hence, anytime somebody's really laughing, guess what they're accessing? The subconscious inner creative mind. If somebody's crying, they're also accessing the subconscious inner creative mind. So whenever you give suggestions to anybody, or you give yourself suggestions, a suggestion is simply a matter of saying words. However, what is the fuel, the emotion behind the suggestion? So if I want to feel empowered, I'm not going to say, I feel total energy. If I want to be empowered in a physical society, I say, I feel energy. And then hence my body, all of a sudden, guess what? The physiology of my body changes, and hence we know the body and mind are totally connected. One constantly affects the other. Hence, all of a sudden, my mind is energized, my body's energized, I feel more clear, and I think more clearly. Likewise, if I think better thoughts, my body's going to feel better. You know, I do a lot of talks for metaphysical groups. Of course, at the expos, Whole Life, New Life, and other expos. And I find a lot of the metaphysical people, they are so concerned about evolving and consciousness raising, which is wonderful. And we need this on this planet because the planet is in pain. However, they let the physical body go many times. And what happens? We have to understand we're living on a physical level. And it is our duty also to take care of our physicalness. So it's mind, body, and spirit. Mind, body, and spirit. Mind, body, and spirit. So body is very, very important. So it's important that we nourish ourselves in every way we can. It's important that we pleasure ourselves also and have the downtime. You see, for the Buddha to go up to the mountain, it's fine. Or sit under the tree, that's perfectly fine. Because in Buddha's day, That was the only game in town. There were no VCRs, I mean, some videos to pop in. You couldn't say, okay, I'm going to play the CD today. But today, even if you go out to become totally consciously raised, and you go to that mountain, you stay there for years, and you come in, you're so enlightened, and you have all this wonderful ecstasy that you feel, what are you going to do with it? You still have to come back and share it. Because it's about connecting with people. It's about raising the level of people's empowerment, not just your own.